Valley Meat has you covered during the hunting and harvest season with sandwich meats and a variety of cheeses, beef sticks, and jerky. If you're tailgating, hunting, or harvesting, make it Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in their work, and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on three major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online at grotbergelectric.com.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your number one electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
From the Highliner Activity Center tonight, it is senior night here tonight at the Highliner Activity Center. So the Highliner seniors are being acknowledged right now. Jada Nelson, Samantha Hatcher, Faith Peterson, and Abby Sather are getting their special recognitions that they have tonight here at the Highliner Activity Center. That gives us an opportunity to take a look at our starting lineups as we continue with our pregame report tonight presented by Sanford Health. Valley City, here for all, here for good. Our starting lineups tonight are presented by CHI Mercy Health. Hello, human kindness. The visitors are the Wahpeton Huskies. The libero tonight will be Reagan Wohlers, a 5'3 senior. The setter is Addie Rugland, a 5'7 junior. Outside hitter is Hattie Doctor, a 5'10 senior. Our right side will be Leah DeVries, 5'7 junior. She'll double as the setter tonight. Also at outside is Madison Schaefer, a 5'8 senior. The middles tonight will be Emma Bonges, a 5'11 senior, and Ashlyn Kaler, a 5'9 junior. Head coach of Wahpeton Husky Volleyball is Dominic Rickles. She's assisted by Ali Madsen. For the Highliners tonight, their starting lineup, the libero will be Jada Nelson, a senior. The setter, Katie Koka, a freshman. On the right side is Ava Hughesby, a sophomore. The outside hitters are Sam Hatcher, a senior, and Abby Sather, a senior. The middles are Faith Peterson, a senior, and Addie Quilvang, a junior. Starting lineup for the Highlanders under head coach Rebecca Erickson. She is assisted by Vanessa Koka. There are some additional teammates from the Highlanders that are now written some words to acknowledge the seniors that are on the floor tonight for Valley City as part of senior night, so that continues. And our national anthem is on the way here in just a couple of moments, and then we'll get things started with Highliner Volleyball this evening. Gives us an opportunity to let you know more sports on the way here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. Coming up tomorrow night, we're back into the college game as Valley City State will go on the road to take on the University of Jamestown. The 30-mile rivalry, Jamestown's ranked second in the country. Going to be a tough challenge for the Vikings tomorrow night. We'll have it for you. Pre-game report 6:30, and we'll have a first serve at 7 o'clock. And you'll hear that right here on KOVC. Then on Friday, the Highlander football team in their latest challenge. They go on the road. They're going to take on the Grand Forks Central Knights on Friday night. And on Saturday, the Viking football team is back at home to take on Iowa Wesleyan. 4 big games this week right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. So join us for it. I believe we're getting ready for our starting lineups and the announcement of our starter, or rather our national anthem, and the announcement of our starting lineups here at the Highliner Activity Center. The band appears to be ready to go. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this in, though, before we go any further. Right now, the Huskies are lining up on their respective serving line, and so we'll wait to see if the Highlanders take a look at the flag, which is on our right on the south end of the gymnasium tonight, or if we go right to the announcement of the starting lineups. I'm not sure which way they're going to handle this one. So we'll kind of get a clue here from the public address system. They may be getting ready just to do the announcement of the lineup first. It looks like that's what the players are preparing for. Crowd comes to life for the Highlanders this evening. We're going to take a pause as we continue on our pregame report brought to you by Sanford Health, here for all, here for good. Let's take that pause, and what we'll do is we'll come back. We might have a little better idea of which direction this thing is going to go, and we'll get ready to throw the ball in the air and get some play started. Yes, they are going to turn around now and take the national anthem. I thought that's the direction they would go, so let's do that here as well on KOVC. National anthem up now. We're back to get this thing started next on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC, Valley City.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Frank, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their great selection. Have they got frames? Over 1,000 pair for you to try. So many on hand you'll want a pair for every outfit. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today in Valley City, Jamestown, or Carrington. Professional eye care centers, clearly the best.
This is Amy Heim, nurse practitioner with Sanford Health. Well child checks are important visits for children of every age. Yearly well child checks are recommended for children 3 and older and more frequently for those younger than 3. It is at these visits that growth, development, and preventative care are addressed in an effort to keep children as healthy as possible. Recommended immunizations are also discussed and provided at these visits. Call 742-3267 to schedule at your local Sanford Health Clinic in Ellendale, Foreman, Gwinner, Lemoore, Lisbon, or Oaks.
The keys to the game are brought to you by RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown. Just as the keys to today's game offer growth, success, and opportunity for the future, so do the keys to your new property. Whether you're looking for the keys to your starter home, the keys to home where you raise your family, the keys to your business, or the keys to your lake home or retirement property, for every step of the way, RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown are here for you. Check out our website, findrealtynow.com, for pictures and virtual tours.
Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, your community Health Mart pharmacy, is a supporter of many Valley City events and organizations. During the month of October, they'll donate $1 for every yard of fabric sold to the St. Catherine's School fundraiser. Also during the month of October, take 10% off all candles. 10% off all candles. For all your healthcare needs and prescriptions, see your trusted healthcare resource. Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, downtown Valley City. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
Announcement of the lineups taking place. We've had a little bit of a herky-jerky start to this one tonight. We had 4 seniors acknowledged for senior night, and it seemed like they had maybe a false start trying to get all that put together and organized. For those of you that haven't been to the Highliner Activity Center yet this year, just noticing some fabulous artwork that has been added to the floor. They've got sort of a, I guess, false shadow type of thing on the floor for the Highline Bridge with some artwork that was put on the floor over the summer. It's very, very interesting, and it's unique. It's a different color than the regular floor. The regular floor has a light brown finish to it, and that replica, if you will, of the Highline Bridge rather, is sort of dark brown in color. And also, what's interesting is they've changed some of the color accents as well. The lines around the court are navy blue, and they have white letters with red outlines, and the powder blue is more in the V and the C at the middle of the floor. And so that red color kind of making its way back. You know, the Highlanders have had red in some of their colorings for a long time, and there was a time there where we seemed to be moving away from that, where, you know, the colors were just navy blue and powder blue and white, and sort of left it there. And this fourth color of red are you know, being brought in, and that's kind of cool. It's good to see that coming back in as that sort of alternate other color that you have for this one that's going to go on tonight. So that's pretty cool to see that on the floor and see those color schemes coming in here at the Highliner Activity Center. They're shaking hands. Now we'll get ready to go. Wahpeton's in black with purple numbers. And this, again, is just kind of, you know, a little bit editorializing here. It's an ongoing issue. I'm not sure why we can't get the clearly contrasting number situation figured out. We had that during the football game for Valley City State University back on Saturday, where you had very difficult numbers to see that were kind of gray on top of powder blue uniforms for Dakota State. And again, the NFHS, the National Federation of High Schools, has come out with rule after rule that states clearly contrasting numbers. And folks, I'm here to tell you that there's no way you can see purple on a black uniform. So it's a little difficult to clue in some of these players tonight from Wahpeton, but we will do the best we can to eyeball them in from afar. I might have to convince the folks to have me move down into the far sideline if we're going to be able to not see these numbers as well as we'd like to tonight. So here we go. Valley City will serve first. Katie Koka will step to our right and serve from our right to left this evening. Koka gets ready. Serve is on its way. Bonges will make the pass for Wahpeton to get things started. Play goes to the right side, and the block will go errant from the Highlanders, and it will go to Wahpeton on the first point of the night, make it 1-0. Give Hattie Doctor the kill for the Wahpeton Huskies. So Doctor the kill, and that'll bring in Latea Luneberg, a 5'11 sophomore that will play at a hitter's position. In the meantime, Addie Rugland will go back to serve for Wahpeton and commits a service error. That'll be the first service error of the night against the Huskies, and it will tie up the matchup at 1 apiece as the Highlanders will move Abby Sather back behind the service line to serve. So 1-1, early going from the Highlander Activity Center tonight. Highlander Volleyball versus Wahpeton. Libero Reagan Wohlers making this pass for the Huskies. Comes out towards the near side. Another try by Hattie Doctor, this time from the right. Sam Hatcher winding up. Big play in the back row for the Huskies, but a hitting error up front. Again by Doctor, moving back to the outside. Good dig out of the back row for the Huskies to repel Sam Hatcher's effort. That dig came from Madison Schaefer. But the point will go to Valley City on the hitting error by Wahpeton. It's 2-1 in favor of the Highlanders. Peterson serving again. Roller stepping in to try to make the play. This stays up in the front row on kind of a free ball. Leah DeVries sends it over. Highlanders setting middle. Quilvang tipping towards the middle. A cover on a little step back and spin by Addie Rugland. Tip far side of the floor once again coming from Hattie Doctor. Highlanders respond with Sam Hatcher on the outside. Again back row dig for Rugland. Doctor standing from the outside hit that long. Another hitting error by the Huskies. And Valley City will take a 3-1 lead here in the opening set. 3-1 in favor of Valley City. Couple of hitting errors back-to-back for the Huskies that have helped the Highlanders along here. Serve coming up again from Faith Peterson. Another try from the outside for the Huskies, that time from Latea Luneberg. Back near side, Sam Hatcher winding up. She's had a good night hitting. Luneberg again from the outside. Correction, that's Doctor, and again it's long. Hattie Doctor taking a shot, and Hattie Doctor sends it beyond the back line. Another error against Wahpeton. 5 rallies in on the LaRue Lackow Financial scoreboard. It's 4-1 in favor of Valley City. Good hard line drive serve by Peterson. This stays in the middle, and it's an error from Emma Bonges approaching the middle, put it into the bottom of the net for the Huskies. 5-1 Valley City in the early going. Much better start for the Highlanders tonight than they had when we saw them against Grand Forks Central. They're playing with a little bit more pep in their step. Little flat serve this time from Peterson. Barely had spin to it. Near side, Doctor making the attack. Taken back row by Koka. Highlanders out of system. Quilvang attacking middle. Covered back row again by Addie Rugland. Up top, DeVries trying. It's covered by Koka to the outside. Sam Hatcher got off a block. Another dive in the back row into a joust at the net. That was sent over by Leah DeVries. The Highlanders playing it. Hatcher tipping. Covered out of the back row, sent to the far side. Hattie Doctor attacking and blocked. Faith Peterson coming up. Correction, not Peterson. That'll be, I believe, Ava Hughesby. Yes, that comes up with a block for Valley City. Give Ava Hughesby a big block, and Valley City has a 6-1 lead. Unofficially, I don't have the Highlanders for a kill yet, but Hughesby comes to the block. Here's a free ball, and Quilvang attacking will score. Addie Quilvang comes up with her first kill tonight. The pass coming from the back row that time from Doctor ends up floating in a free ball, and the point will go to Valley City, making it 7-1 Highlanders. Valley City's won 7 consecutive points after dropping the opening side out of the match. Faith Peterson ready to serve once again. Good run of serving here for the Highlanders from Peterson. Hard line drive serve taken again by Rugland back row. Doctor right side, court wide, and it's covered by Koch out of the back row. Hatcher from the outside got through a block and scores again. Sam Hatcher. So far, Quilvang a block, or actually a kill. Hatcher a kill. The Peterson block. Seeing some balance from Valley City. It's now 8-1. The Highlanders with 8 straight rallies to go up by 7. Sidewinding serve. Doctor down to a knee to try to get it. This will be pushed over far side by Luneberg for the Huskies. Outside again for Hatcher. Got through a block. Covered by Wohlers in the back row for the Huskies. Doctor into the net. Partially tipped. Taken by Hatcher. Second contact. Katie Koka will tip across the block and score. Katie Koka comes up with her first offense of the night, and Wahpeton needs a timeout as the Highlanders have won 9 straight points. We have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation, and on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, it's Valley City 9 and Wahpeton 1 here in the opening set. This is Highlander Volleyball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
At Bank Forward, we focus on building relationships. Hi, I'm Kara Weep with Bank Forward in Valley City. Whether it's opening a checking account, saving for college, or starting your own business, Bank Forward is a bank big enough to help, but we're small enough to know your name. Call 845-1220 or visit bankforward.com today. Striving to be the bank that defines customer service since 1927. It's simply the Forward way. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Now is the time, now is the time.
Timeout quickly ends for Wahpeton. Up top, DeVries trying to tip around a block. Highlanders look to cover it. It stays in the back row. Faith Peterson will send it over. First contact coming from DeVries. Up top, DeVries attacking. Hit it wide, waiting for a call. It's going to go to Valley City. Our line judge kind of brought the flag back behind her shoulder. We weren't sure if they were going to indicate tip there. The Highlanders had a block in the vicinity, but they will not be called with touching the volleyball. So after the timeout, Valley City takes another point and tacks it on the lead and leads by a score of 10-1 here in the opening set. Faith Peterson has served 10 consecutive rallies for Valley City, and she's going to serve an 11th as a service receive error by the Huskies will give Valley City a point. That'll be an ace for Faith Peterson. That time Reagan Wohlers kind of up a couple of steps from the back line. That one was going deep. She tried to play it 2 hands open up above her head, and it just flipped off her hands. Here's a line drive serve right back at Wohlers. She makes a difficult pass, but got to it. Doctor from the right side sends it over. Jada Nelson, first contact for the Highlanders. Quilving tipping with the left hand. A dive out of the back row, kept it alive by Addie Rugland, and that's going to score for Wahpeton as the Highlanders struggle to cover a free ball. So Rugland will come up with a kill for Wahpeton, kind of an excuse-me kill, and it breaks up an 11 consecutive rally 1 streak for Valley City. The Highlanders lead by 11-2 after 13 rallies on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Hatcher from the attack line. Wohlers making the pass. It's very near the net. In fact, Wahpeton stepped across the net. That point will go to Valley City. Addie Rugland trying to get up there to set, but the pass went into the net very strongly. She got underneath it, but that left foot, as she turned her back to the far scorers table, just couldn't stop and ends up going across the half line. 12-2, lead is 10 in favor of the Highlanders. Jada Nelson serving with that left hand. Good hard serve. Wohlers makes the play out of the back row. Little right side slide that got blocked. Faith Peterson got up with Sam Hatcher to take that away. Back row try that's going to score to the far sideline for Hattie Doctor. Doctor coming through with a kill out of the back row for Wahpeton. Just standing and again targeting that far sideline, and the defense for the Highlanders out on the Highlander right has been a little struggle, had a little struggle to it here or there in the opening first few rallies as DeVries serves. Good hard jump serve, but Nelson made a nice pass of it. Sent over in a free ball in the second contact, and that's eaten alive up at the net that time by, I believe, Leah DeVries. It will not be DeVries. That was Bonges that went up and got that. Apologies. Emma Bonges with her first kill. Came across on the second contact as a free ball, and Bonges had no problem going up and eating that ball alive. 12-4, lead cut to 8. Valley City still on top. Backing up to make a pass is Faith Peterson. This stays in the middle of the floor and will be sent over by Peterson for Valley City. Near side of the floor, quick slide to the right side for Latea Luneberg. Got blocked. This stays in the back row. Doctor trying to send it over. Now it's sent over back to the net by Addie Rugland. And again, the defense falls apart. And let me make a correction. I'm looking at the rotations here for Valley City, and I apologize. The last server was Abby Sather that did the serving for Valley City, not Faith Peterson. That was Abby Sather that did the serving for Valley City. I have my rotations wrong here on my sheet. Apologies for that. 12-5, Valley City's lead is 7. Right side, Hughesby swinging, hit it long. And the lead has been cut to 6 at 12-6. Valley City led 12-2 here in the opening set. But the Huskies, behind good serving from Leah DeVries, have fought their way back into the match. DeVries serving hard, line drive serve, ace. Leah DeVries splitting a couple of defenders in the back row. That's her first scoring, and now Rebecca Erickson needs a timeout for Valley City as a one-time 10-point lead has been cut in half. On the Mobility Plus timeout and your LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, it's 12-7. Valley City in the opener, Wahpeton's won 5 straight. We do have that Mobility Plus timeout. This is Highlander Volleyball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
Brothers 3 has the area's widest variety of classic and new fishing tackle at the lowest prices to give you the edge this year. Before heading out on the water, stop in and get your live bait and tackle and fill your tank on the highest quality gas and diesel. Brothers 3 is your locally owned and operated convenience store. As always, Brothers 3 has the lowest prices in town on everything from snacks and drinks to gear, propane, and automotive supplies. Remember, it pays to shop at Brothers 3.
Timeout taken by the Highlanders, and we're back quickly again. From the outside, Sam Hatcher is going to break up this run by Wahpeton as Madison Safer can't get in front of that effort. Sam Hatcher from the outside with her second kill tonight, and the Highlanders are back up 13-7. Welcome back to the Highlander Activity Center. It's Highlander Volleyball, the voice of the Valley, KOVC. Ryan Cunningham with you tonight from downtown Valley City. A 6-point lead for the Highlanders. And the Highlanders will do the serving following winning the side out. And Kinsey Suffolcool steps in to serve. And Kinley Suffolcool put that one into the net. First service error of the night against the Highlanders. And the point will go to the Huskies. And the Huskies will cut the lead back to 13-8. Huskies doing the serving. And Addison Gurdon steps in to make the serve for Wahpeton and ends up committing a service error. That'll go right into the net. That'll be the second service error of the night for Gurdon. Lead back to 6 at 14-8 in favor of the Highlanders. Sam Hatcher back to serve. She'll serve from the near side of the floor. Good hard line drive serve. Wohlers makes the pass. Doctor trying to run it down. Correction, that was Rogland that ran it down. It comes from the far side from Schaefer on the right. Jada Nelson returns it for the Highlanders out of the back row. This time is set middle and a deep push that's going to score for Wahpeton from Emma Bonges. So Bonges will come up with a push to the back row. Her second kill tonight. Highlander defense caught cheating up. And Valley City's deficit, lead, drops to 5 at 14-9. So the Huskies will serve. 5-point lead for Valley City. At one time it was 10, and things have settled into more of a side-out type of match since then. Rogland serving for Wahpeton. That's the service error. Third of the night for the Huskies. That one just keeps floating and goes beyond the back line. And we'll see Addie Quilving coming back into the matchup for Valley City as Faith Peterson will step back and do her first serving tonight. Peterson serve looping towards the far side, taken by DeVries out of the back row. Set to the right side for Doctor, and that hit the antenna on the way across. Line judge calls it. It'll be an attack error by the Huskies, and the point will go to Valley City. Highlanders now back up 7 at 16-9. Serve on the way again from Peterson, looping towards the near side of the floor. It's taken out of the back by Schaefer. She'll send it back across. Peterson the pass and a good one. Suffolcool setting outside. That's got out of a block from Sather, and now the Huskies struggling. It'll be sent back across by DeVries out of the back row. Suffolcool sets Quilving. That got blocked. Getting up is Bonges to block it for Wahpeton, and the point will go to the Huskies. 16-10. The Huskies now trail by 6 to the Highlanders on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. And we'll see Reagan Wohlers back to do the serving for the first time tonight for the Huskies. Suffolcool setting right side. Tessa Olsen sending it across. Taken out of the back row and an attack by Doctor, countered by Valley City. Suffolcool on second contact sends it across. Set goes to the middle. A tip coming in from the far side by Emma Bonges. Valley City responds. Now it's Olsen tipping. Bonges came up for first contact, and an attempt to punch it across by Annie Rogland goes into the net. Not sure what Rogland's intention was there or what she thought was in front of her, but something was a little strange about the way that sequence went. She had an opportunity to run a lot of offense and made a punch. She may have been out of position or didn't expect what she got. Katie Coca will serve. Quilving's back in the front row. Good serve by Coca. Very near the net. Sent over on second contact on the return for Wahpeton. Near side, Sather attacking from the outside. Covered by Wohlers. This will be sent back to Doctor on the far side of the floor. Jada Nelson makes the pass. Quilving up top. Blocked. This will be Bonges again that gets up there for her second block tonight. Emma Bonges, a 5'11 senior, middle/right side. She's been much more middle tonight for the Huskies. Lead is cut to 6 at 17-11. Addie Roglin will serve. Looping far side, Jada Nelson made the pass. Up top, Quilvang stopped. Sather will end up taking the play. This is covered by Doctor, who wants it back and gets it from the outside. Good cover back row by Sam Hatcher. Sather on the outside, now attacking deep and missed it just long. Point will go to the Huskies on the attack error by the Highlanders. Scoreboard reads 17-12. Wahpeton currently with a 5-point deficit. Valley City has led by as many as 10 throughout the course tonight. Pass coming from Sam Hatcher up top. Little tip across the net that time from Addie Quilvang, and nobody home on the right side for Wahpeton. The set coming from Roglin. She pushed it out there, but DeVries did not make a play. Bonges did not make a play. They also had Lataia Lunenberg there, and nobody went to make the play, so it just falls. The point to Valley City makes it 18-12 Highlanders. Sather serving for Valley City. Set right side, little twist that time from Doctor, hit long, no tip. The point will go to Valley City. Hattie Doctor trying to shift to the right side, ends up hitting it long, so the point will go to Valley City. Lead back to 7 for the Highlanders at 19-12 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Another good serve from Sather. It's an ace. Nice serve that time by Abby Sather. Stepping back, just a flat serve that cleared the net, and no chance for Wohlers to make a good pass on it. She pushed it underneath the net. Lead to 8 for Valley City. Their biggest here in the opening set has been 10. Served by Sather again. Another one right at Wohlers. She makes a tough pass, and it stays in the back row, and Wohlers can't return it. And right now, Wahpeton's got a bit of an issue back there defensively. The Highlanders are picking on that zone 5. Wohlers is there. It seems like Wahpeton's trying to cover it a little bit, but Reagan Wohlers has had a hard time receiving serve. They try to go back at her again. This time Roglin steps up and takes the play. DeVries is blocked, but blocked wide. And so DeVries will get a kill for Wahpeton. That'll make it 21-13. Huskies back with an 8. But a clear adjustment for Wahpeton. Addie Roglin made a twist of the shoulders to take that pass away from Reagan Wohlers, which is an interesting play considering that Wohlers is the libero. Sam Hatcher late trying to get there with, I believe, Ava Hughesby. The set came from Coca, but neither of those hitters took charge of the play. Point goes to Wahpeton. It's now 21-14. Huskies back within 7. Doctor doing the serving. Nelson a pass. Coca sets it up. Sather, actually, correction. That was Sam Hatcher on the outside. Got through a block. Now near side of the floor, Lunenberg sending it across. Nelson made the play to the right. Hughesby getting through a block and scoring. Ava Hughesby had a block earlier, comes up with her first kill. Lead back to 8 for the Highlanders at 22-14. Jada Nelson to serve for Valley City. Nelson looping one over. Taken out of the back row for the Huskies by Schaefer, and Schaefer will tip it across. Nelson comes up to cover, middle, kill on the way, and it's down for Faith Peterson. Peterson's first kill tonight attacking middle. The lead is 9 for the Highlanders at 23-14. They played well here in the opening set, and they're closing in on a set 1 victory. Nelson serving. Wohlers makes the play for Wahpeton. Slide again to the right. DeVries attacking. Tip is the call, and the point will go to the Huskies. Leah DeVries getting up and putting that one away, and now DeVries is going to back up into the back row to serve for Wahpeton. Lead cut to 8 at 23-15. DeVries has her first kill tonight and will now serve for the Huskies. Line drive serve far side. Jada Nelson able to make the play. It stays right side. Hughesby attacking. A twist out of the back row by Roglin to get there. Schaefer from the right side, actually the outside from Wahpeton. Covered, short game up front. They're going to have a double on Katie Coca. Coca tried to speed the offense up a little bit, and she had a couple of players that were there, but every once in a while when you alter that up, you're going to make an error on it, and she's called for the 2-hit contact. 23-16, lead cut to 7. Another serve coming from DeVries. Highlanders had a tough pass that sent him off the surface. Coca will send it over. Wahpeton setting middle. The attack from Bonges is blocked, but blocked wide. No, they're going to give the point to Valley City. Or are they? Let's wait and see what they're going to do here. They indicated point Valley City. Okay, they're going to say that the Highlanders blocked that. I was waiting to see. It didn't look like that ball cleared the plane of the net. So if they would have called out off of Wahpeton, I wouldn't have been surprised. And an error in serve receive for the Highlanders ends up pushing a ball in the net. 2 in a row for the Huskies there. And this first set That was a 10-point lead. The Highlanders led by 9 a couple of moments ago. Now back down to a 6-point difference at 23-17. DeVries just barely cleared the net. Sam Hatcher making the pass. It stays in the back row. Hatcher will attack from the outside. A little errant receiving from Bonjis that time. And it's sent across the net by Schaefer. 2 hands closed. Highlanders attacking. Near side, Peterson got through a block. Taken back row by DeVries. Schaefer again from the outside. That'll score. Madison Schaefer's first kill. And the Highlander lead has been cut to 4 at 23-19. At one time 10, 6 and 5 throughout the balance of the set. Now 4 as the Huskies have creeped back. Jada Nelson has to dive to make that play. In the back row, Sather attacking, missed it wide. Lead cut to 3. Well, on a couple of occasions here, that serve receive has sort of reared its head again for Rebecca Erickson and the Highlanders. Looking for a play to run their offense, now 23-20. Serve on the way again, just barely cleared the net. Hatcher's pass almost into the net. Coca ran it down, sent over by Nelson. Another chance for Wahpeton. They'll tip on second contact. It's covered back row by Nelson. Hughesby will send it over. A step up by Wohlers to cover. Rogland will set middle. A tip by Bonjis that was blocked. She gets it back and a joust sends it over. Now an attack by Peterson is down towards the far sideline. Senior Faith Peterson steps up, makes a big play, and the Highliners have earned set point. Wahpeton has dug their way back into it. Can the Highlanders finish this off? Kinley Suffolcool will step in to serve for Valley City with the lead 24-20 for the Highlanders. Suffolcool serve on the way over. Taken back row by Schaefer. It's on the right. A tip on the way over from Luneburg. It will score. Kill goes to Latea Luneburg. We'll see a change by Wahpeton as Luneburg's position will rotate to the back row. And the Huskies will send in a new player. And I'd love to tell you who she is, but I can't see the purple numbers, and so there's not much we can do. And it's a let serve off the net. Taken by Peterson, good play. Peterson attacking, got blocked. It's kept alive by Suffolcool. Nelson back row trying to set up Hatcher from the outside. Hatcher sent it across, back to Wahpeton. Schaefer running to the middle on an errant play. Covered back row by Abby Sather. Near side, the attack from Hatcher. That one's long. The point will go to the Huskies, 24-22. A pair of set points for the Highlanders turned aside by Wahpeton. Huskies will serve again. Serve on the way over in the middle of the floor. Sather's pass well off the surface. Lead down to 1. Timeout Rebecca Erickson. It's 24-23. The Huskies are back within 1 here at the Highlander Activity Center. We have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. 24-23, Highlanders in the opener with the momentum with Wahpeton. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the Voice of the Valley.
The book is here. The Smith Lumber Home Center Fall Merchandise Book is here for your shopping convenience. All kinds of items to get you ready for fall and winter. Lawn and garden, tools, automotive, building materials, electrical and heating, plumbing, paint, and more. Pick one up today and register to win one of 2 $500 shopping giveaways. The newly expanded Smith Lumber Home Center on East Main, Valley City. And coming soon, an all-new greenhouse in time for the holidays.
Boy, they're wasting no time with timeouts tonight, and a service error that's committed by the Huskies is going to end the opening set just as we come back from our break. Again, they've wasted no time with timeouts tonight, so we apologize, but the Huskies serving with the Highlanders at 24-23 with the lead, and Valley City will win the opening set 25-23. So the Highlanders with a big lead early. They need every bit of that lead to hold on for the victory here in the opening set, and they lead it 1-0 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard as we go to the second tonight here at the Highlander Activity Center. We'll do it after a Mobility Plus Rehabilitation timeout. So do stay with us. Yeah, again, we're going to have to kind of take a look at where we take our timeouts tonight because they're going fast. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the Voice of the Valley.
Ivy Real Estate Group, your locally owned real estate brokerage, is cheering for the home team. Listen to KOVC for the Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game following every Valley City Highliner and VCSU Vikings game.
Are you on the right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Lockout Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue at 701-845-6938 or James M. Lockout, CPA, at 845-1660. Services offered through Investment Advisors, a division of Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC.
Ready for some football? Make sure you include quality meats and snacks from Valley Meat Supply. Valley Meat has all your favorites for the grill. Thick, juicy steaks, burger patties, brats, and all beef wieners. Valley Meat has you covered during the hunting and harvest season with sandwich meats and a variety of cheeses, beef sticks, and jerky. If you're tailgating, hunting, or harvesting, make it Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City. Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your number one electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
From the Highliner Activity Center downtown Valley City tonight, the Highliners leading by a score of 1-0 after taking home the opener 25-23 in a match where the Highlanders played well to start. They won 12 of the first 14 rallies, led by a score of 12-2, and then watched as this fell to a 24-23 lead in the opener before they won it on a service error by Wahpeton. Addie Rugland serving for the Huskies to get the second set started. Abby Sather with an attack from the outside for Valley City. This will be sent over by Bonges for the Huskies with their back to the net. Koka again setting Sather from the outside. That one's long. Point will go to the Huskies, and it's 1-0 in favor of Wahpeton. Couple of kills each in the opening set for Sam Hatcher and for Faith Peterson. Couple of aces in that opening set for Abby Sather, who had some really, really good serving for Valley City to kind of move things along. A tip by Quilvang that's sent back on first contact on a free ball by Wahpeton. Turns into a joust. Quilvang tipping, able to win the joust, but it stays up front. Sent over by DeVries for Wahpeton. Koka tipping with two hands open. This will be back set right side. Luneberg getting through a block and scoring for her second kill tonight. Latea Luneberg attacking from the right for the Huskies. The Huskies have had success on the right side tonight. They've been able to find a little something to twist out there. Very little success in the middle except for a couple of blocks, but they really haven't set the middle tonight. Quilving attacking long. Valley City wants a tip they won't get, and it's 3-0 in favor of Wahpeton. So a quick start for Valley City in set one, and the Huskies are trying to get off to a quick set, or rather start, I should say, in set number two. Jada Nelson receiving serve for the Highlanders. Sather from the outside down. That'll be a point. Abby Sather having a good night. Couple of aces. That'll be your first kill tonight. And Sather and the Highlanders are back within two by a score of 3-1 here in the second set. Katie Koka will step back to serve for Valley City. Koka standing ready. Runs into the ball, serves it down the middle, taken by Doctor, and then put back in a free ball. The Highlanders return two free balls in this sequence, one by Sather, another by Quilvang, and an attack from the outside by Doctor goes long, and the Highlanders will win that on a hugely broken play for Wahpeton. Two free balls that were both blocked, and somehow the Huskies covered it. Then Doctor had a chance to swing and sent it long. Highlanders back within one at 3-2 as Koka will serve again. Drooping towards the middle on that serve. Wohlers makes the play up front. Bonges attacking, hit it wide. Point to Valley City will tie it up at 3. Bonges getting a chance to attack in the middle, and we haven't seen a lot of the Huskies attacking in the middle tonight. They've given it a couple of runs, and Valley City's been there with some pretty good defense to force them wide. We're tied at 3 in a row by Valley City, but service error number 2 for the Highlanders tonight. This one coming from Koka. We'll send it back to Wahpeton with a 4-3 lead. So the Huskies will step back and serve. Hattie Doctor doing the serving. Line drive serve down the middle. Sam Hatcher the pass, no one home. That's going to be a point for the Huskies. I'm not sure if you give Hattie Doctor an ace on something like that or not. That was a decent pass from Sam Hatcher and maybe just a little late break on the ball from everybody else that was going to cover. This time Sather backing up. Good pass this time to Coca, who will set Sather on the outside, and she'll score. Abby Sather with her second kill of the set. Highlanders back within one by a score of 5-4 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard here in the second set. Sather will step back to serve. She had a good run of serving back in the opening set. This one flat to the middle, and it draws Rugland back way up. The attack coming from Bonges, covered near side by Sather on the pass. Quilving waiting for one, has to wait too long, then tips to the left hand and scores. Nice play by Addie Quilving. Second kill of the night for Quilving. The set from Coca, Quilving thought it was going to be short, and they were going to speed the game up, and that ball floated over her left shoulder. She had to go up and tip it with her left hand, but still got the score. And the Highlanders have tied it up at 5 apiece. Tough play back row for Tatum Schroeder, who stepped in now for Wahpeton to make serve receive. Sent over from the outside. Sam Hatcher attacking, got through a block. Rollers passes it back up towards the net. Little tip drill with Bonges, covered up nicely by Ava Hughesby. Hatcher will tip it back. And now Wahpeton trying to run their offense. Schaefer from the outside. A block that's covered by Quilving, and an aggressive tip by Katie Coca, and she will score. Nice play by Katie Coca coming up on the right sideline and pushing court wide after that initial block was covered by Addie Quilving. Highlanders with a point to take a 6-5 lead over Wahpeton here in the second set. Highlanders won the opening set 25-23. Schaefer attacking long. Point to Valley City. We haven't had a ton of extremely long rallies tonight. It seems like one team has run their offense and that's it, or there's been a miscue or something along those lines, but there's been very little as far as elongated rallies tonight. Little back set to the near side. Bonges will send it over. Ava Hughesby, little set back up front. Quilving, that time Coca may have got away with a bit of extra contact. We'll take it. Luneberg, an attack error into the net for Wahpeton, point to Valley City. It's 8-5 in favor of the Highlanders here in the second set. Valley City winning the opener 25-23. Here at home trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead. Serve on the way by Sather. Taken far side of the floor, given back to Schaefer, who made the initial pass. Sam Hatcher covers for Valley City. Quilving attacking middle. She found it. We haven't had a lot of offensive success for the Highlanders out of the middle tonight, but that time Addie Quilving getting a set. She used a little bit of a left to right fade on that to push it into the corner. Highlanders up 4 by a score of 9-5. Sather serving again. Flat, no spin serve. Taken back row by Schroeder. It's way off the surface. Schroeder with the back of the net sends it over. Jada Nelson takes control of the play. Quilving trying to attack, got through a tip. Wohlers is there. This stays up front for Bonges, who goes through a block. Nelson passes it into the net, and the Highlanders can't recover. The point will go to Wahpeton. That's one of those, and we've watched Addie Quilving try to, receive offense, and I'm not sure if the Highlanders really know what they're doing with that. I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but Addie Quilving has been sort of miscommunicating with the setters, or the setters have been miscommunicating with Addie Quilving. You never know how it's being run on the floor as Jada Nelson sends one over, but Quilving's been looking for things that really haven't been there tonight. Schaefer attacking will score for Wahpeton. Second kill for Wahpeton, and what we mean by that is Quilving's thought the game's going to be short, and then the set goes over her. And then in some places she thinks she's going to get a high set and the set is short and she has to make a quick recovery. She's tipped when she's had a chance to swing. Service error by Wahpeton. Point will go back to Valley City. It's now 10-7 Highlanders here in the second set. But it seems like when the offense has been set to go through Addie Quilving, and right now she's over on the sideline talking with Becca Erickson about that, it's just been kind of a rough night. She's been able to make some good adjustments out of it. Serve from Nelson. Tough pass from Bonges in the back row. She'll send it back over from the back row. Coca setting right side. Hughesby is blocked. That could have been in the net, but we'll play through it. Off the near side, a back set to Luneberg, who will go around a block. Jada Nelson steps in for the pass. To the outside, Sam Hatcher around a block. Covered by Wohlers, back row for Wahpeton. Stays in the back row. Back to the net to send that one over for Leah DeVries for the Huskies. Tip coming up front from Faith Peterson. Wohlers runs that down. Outside for Schaefer. Got around a block, but hit it long. Waiting for a call. Point, I believe, is going to go to the Highlanders. Wahpeton with a rather emphatic protest, thinking that the ball was either in or tipped. And they're going to get neither call. The Highlanders up 4 at 11-7 here in the second. Nelson serving, looping towards the back row. Wohlers passed into the net. It was saved aggressively. Nice play by Rugland to hold on to that ball, send it back to her own team from the net. Coca sends this over for Valley City, back to Schaefer from the outside. She found a court-wide winner in front of the near sideline. Schaefer beginning to find her groove for Wahpeton. They've set her a couple of times. She comes up with a kill from the outside to make it 11-8 in favor of the Highlanders. Highlanders trailed this set to get started on a quick start by Wahpeton. They've come back to take as much as a 4-point lead. Huskies serving, line drive that Hatcher makes a good pass on. Hughesby tipping from that right side. Wohlers is there. Set to the outside again for Schaefer. She'll tip, and Sam Hatcher saw it coming, ran it down. Up front, Peterson is blocked to the net by Bonges. Third block tonight for Emma Bonges. And the lead has been cut to 2 for the Highlanders at 11-9 here in the second. 1-0 Valley City. They won the opener 25-23 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Hatcher, another pass and a let serve. Hughesby from the right side, powered through a block. Bonges covers the block and sends it over on first contact. To the middle, Faith Peterson tipping around. Covered by Wahpeton, set middle Bonges. Again, their tip. This one covered by Hughesby, way over by the bench, however. Point will go to Bonges, her third kill. And Emma Bonges finding something she can work with in the middle of the Wahpeton offense. It's now 11-10. The Husky lead, or actually deficit rather, has been cut to 1. Serve again from the Husky sidewinder. Jada Nelson able to make the play. Coca setting to the near side. Hatcher running into it. It's covered onto the back by the Huskies. Schaefer attacking through a block. Jada Nelson able to make a good pass. Coca sets outside for Hatcher again. Into a block that's back to Valley City. Hatcher covers this to the right side for Hughesby, who has to tip around a block. Taken by DeVries back row. Bonges will send it over. Covered back row by Sather for the Highlanders. Hatcher tipping around a block. Schaefer the pass. Gets it back. Attacks from the outside. Sather was ready. Digs that up. Now it's near the net into a joust. Hatcher will tip away from a block. Wahpeton covers. Schaefer coming to the middle this time. Sends it across, and Jada Nelson makes the pass. Hatcher again from the outside, tipping middle. Wohler stepped into it. Second contact to send it across by Rugland. Now Coca will do the same. Wahpeton has it back into a joust, far side of the floor. Schaefer able to win it from the Wahpeton outside. Stays on the attack line. Hatcher sends it over. Bonges turns to make a pass. Schaefer from the outside got through a double team block from the Highlanders. Nelson over to make the play. Hatcher attacking, found the far sideline. Best rally of the night. Valley City wins it. They keep going with the defense. Couple of big digs in there by Jada Nelson, and that time the Highlanders set Sam Hatcher from the outside, and the point will go to the Highlanders to take a 12-10 lead. 2-point lead in the second, and Valley City will step back to serve again. Kinley Suffolcool is now in for her rotation as the setter. Schaefer from the outside, tipping around a block. Abby Sather backing up to cover. It comes near side. Sam Hatcher into the net. Point will go to Wahpeton. Highlander lead cut down to 1 by a score of 12-11. Midway through the second set. Crucial second set. The Highlanders looking to keep momentum after having a 12-2 lead in the first and then playing basically evenly with the Huskies all the way through since then. Set near side of the floor. Hatcher from the outside. Ran into the officials' ladder. Going to be able to get through that. It looked like she may have made contact with the net. Nothing there. Schaefer setting middle. Comes back across, and Peterson will send it over for Valley City. Now it's Doctor for Wahpeton trying to go court wide. Hatcher saved that. Deep push by Kinley Suffolcool. Long run to get back to it for DeVries, and it will be sent back across, back to the net by a Husky. To the right side, Tessa Olsen swinging, hit that long. Point will go to the Huskies. I'd love to be able to tell you who that new Husky is. It may be Ashlyn Kaler. I don't think it is. We haven't seen Kaler tonight. And again, we're just completely unable to see the Wahpeton numbers, plus the long hairs in front of that as well. And so without that clearly contrasting number, we've got nothing to go with. Kinley Suffolcool will commit a double, and Wahpeton's going to take their lead here in the second. It's now 13-12 Wahpeton in the second set on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Highlanders lead it a set to nothing, winning the first 25-23. Schaefer serving. Near side, Sam Hatcher ran it down. Set back to Schaefer on the outside. Got around a block, and that one was tipped to the back row by Bonges. Bonges tried to turn around and get to it. Was unable to get there. It'll tie the matchup at 13 apiece. 13-13 your score. Serve on the way coming from Sam Hatcher. It's covered on the far side of the floor by Ashlyn Kaler. And now the Highlanders go to work with a volleyball. Back row, Sam Hatcher attacking, that one long. Hatcher trying to make a back row attack of it. and sends it beyond. And the point is going to go to Wahpeton. That'll make it 14-13 Huskies by 1. We'll see Kaler stepping out of the matchup, and in for the Huskies will be Tatum Schroeder. Schroeder set to attack, or actually serve for Wahpeton. 14-13 and a service error, the 6th of the night for the Huskies will tie this thing back up at 14 apiece. 14-14 deadlock after 28 rallies of this second set. Faith Peterson stepping back to serve for Valley City. Doctor from the outside. A cover, but Hatcher sent it over to free ball, and it's whacked back down the far sideline by Emma Bonges for the Huskies. Bonges with her 4th kill. She has 3 blocks to go with it. You send a free ball to the middle, and a lot of teams in the EDC are going to have a good middle that can go up and make you pay for that, and that's what the Highlanders did on that serve receive. We'll see DeVries stepping off the floor, and back in for her will be Latea Luneberg as the Highlanders trail 15-14 in the second. Addie Quilvang again looked like some miscommunication there on the set. Doctor going down the far sideline. Jada Nelson runs it down. Hatcher from the back line sends it over to Ann Close just to save the play. Bonges attacking. She's going to score. Sliding just to the right of middle. And the Highlanders are down 16-14 here in the second. Again, we see a play run for Addie Quilvang where she went up and stopped. She loaded up to make a jump and then had to stop and read the set. And there's just something there that isn't quite working out for the Highlander offense tonight. Long run for Suffolk to get to a tough pass. Sather will send it over. It's covered off the right side by Doctor, who will make a play and get through a Highlander block. Another dive by Suffolk kept it alive, and Suffolk calls for it, sends it back over from the attack line. Again, 2 ends closed. On the near side, Luneberg will send it across. Jada Nelson there to the Highlander right, where Tessa Olsen will tip. This is covered up the middle. Bonges attacking, will score again. 5th kill for Emma Bonges. Wahpeton leads 17-14 here in the second set. Rebecca Erickson looking on nervously, standing on that Highlander sideline. You wonder when the timeout comes along, as Rugland will serve and serve short. Tough pass from Nelson. Quilving was able to cover. Suffolk sends it over, and no one stepped in front of that. Kinley Suffolk will come up with an excuse me kill after no one stepped up to take charge of her play. 17-15. The lead is 2 for Wahpeton here in the second set. Highlanders will send in Katie Koka to do the serving for Valley City. Koka serving, taken out of the back row by Schroeder. This will be set middle. Bonges attacking. Covered, Jada Nelson. Highlanders set the play. Quilving again in the middle. Got a good run at this one, sliding to her right. Wohlers made the dig out of the back row. Schroeder with a back row attack. Nelson lays out to keep this afloat. Sather and now Hughesby on the attack line. Send it over. Back up top. It'll be set to the outside. Getting off a block was Doctor. Jada Nelson covers it. Sather tipping around a block. A little back pass that time from Rugland. Second contact from Wohlers. The libero sends it over. An odd play all the way around here. Sather sends it back across. Taken back row by Schroeder. Right side attack coming that time from Luneberg. Jada Nelson covered it. Koka calling the play from the attack line. Sends it over on third contact. Short game DeVries. She was blocked up front, and a tie, actually a whistle. Ooh, they're going to call 4 contacts against Wahpeton. Well, Quilvang was there. It looked like the ball may have broken the plane of the net, but obviously our R1 was right there. That ball was right in front of our R1 on the ladder tonight. Lead cut to 1 at 17-16. Serve coming from Koka again. Wohlers now right side, Luneberg, and down. Latea Luneberg comes up with her 3rd kill tonight. She's had a nice night off the bench for Wahpeton. 18-16, Huskies by 2 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. It's a 7-0 Valley City, but that's in jeopardy here in the second set. Serve from Doctor, hard sidewinding serve. Hatcher the pass, Sather from the outside around a block. Getting down to get it with Schaefer. It's up the middle for Bonges. Covered, Jada Nelson, good pass. Koka setting right. Hughesby, good approach and scores. Ava Hughesby with her 2nd kill. Koka set her well, and Hughesby just read a path right through the middle of the Wahpeton defense, and nobody was home to find her. Lead cut back to 1. Can the Highlanders put a push on here to retake the lead in the second and gain some breathing room as Sather will step back? She's had good runs of serving tonight. Short game in the middle for Wahpeton. Bonges mishit it. Oh, wow. Valley City's going to be a little frustrated on that. That's going to be recorded as a kill up front, I believe. for Ashlyn Kaler. Kaler's going to get that kill, and the way that ball flew court wide, that dangled with that far sideline, and I think the Highlanders thought that might have been beyond it. 19-17, Highlanders fall behind by 2. Hughesby sending it over. Kaler makes the play. Set to the outside. Schaefer around a block. Nelson tried to cover. Long run, can't get there for Abby Sather. That'll go beyond the back line and out. 20-17, Wahpeton now by 3. So the Huskies lead by 3 in the second set. Valley City leads a set to none, and a late timeout will be taken by Valley City as the Highlanders are on the verge of dropping the set and seeing the match tied. So a timeout by Valley City for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. On the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, Wahpeton 20, Valley City 17. The Highlanders up a set to nothing. This is Highlander Volleyball on KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
This is Amy Heim, nurse practitioner with Sanford Health. Well child checks are important visits for children of every age. Yearly well child checks are recommended for children 3 and older and more frequently for those younger than 3. It is at these visits that growth, development, and preventative care are addressed in an effort to keep children as healthy as possible. Recommended immunizations are also discussed and provided at these visits. Call 742-3267 to schedule at your local Sanford Health Clinic in Ellendale, Foreman, Gwinner, Lemoore, Lisbon, or Oaks.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
Brian Cunningham with you here tonight from the Highlander Activity Center, downtown Valley City. Highlanders trail in the second set, 20-17, as Kaler serves for Wahpeton. Koka trying to set Sam Hatcher, and that got through a tip, but it was not tipped, apparently, is the call. Hatcher sends it wide to the near sideline. Point to the Huskies, and now Wahpeton opens up their biggest lead of the night, 21-17. Wahpeton by 4, trying to tie the match as they trail a set to none. Sather taking the pass. Koka trying to set. Hatcher getting around a block near side, and she found the near sideline. Good aggressive tip down the near sideline for Sam Hatcher. Hatcher's got 4. Lead cut to 3. It's 21-18 in favor of Wahpeton over Valley City. Jada Nelson, the lefty, will step back to serve for Valley City. Nelson serve, floating back row, taken by Kaler on a bit of a broken play, pushed across by Luneberg for Wahpeton. Valley City playing the ball. Hatcher from the outside, scoring again. Hatcher with 5. Court wide for Sam Hatcher, getting one in her wheelhouse. And nobody home on the far side defensively for Wahpeton. Highlanders trying to make a late push. They're back within 2 at 21-19. Nelson stepping beyond the back line to serve for Valley City. Nelson serve, looping middle. Long run to get there for Schaefer. Back row, Wohler's able to make the back row attack. Highlanders play it. Peterson tipping middle. Can't really get a swing in that middle spot tonight for some reason. And now Bonji's going to swing through a block and score for Wahpeton. Well, now hold on. They're going to say the ball landed wide and Valley did not tip it. And actually that was Ashlyn Kaler that attacked the volleyball for Wahpeton, and Wahpeton's captain, who I believe is Madison Schaefer, will come over and ask for an explanation, and the explanation is that the ball was not tipped by Valley City, came off the net and went wide, so the Highlanders catch a break. They're back within 1 at 21-20. Schaefer from the outside is blocked, and it's sent into the net. Faith Peterson comes up with a block. First block of the night for Faith Peterson. It's just the second block to score tonight for Valley City, and the Highlanders have rallied from down 4 to tie the second set at 21 each. Nelson, a good jump serve. It stays right side. Attack coming from Luneberg, and that will score on the far sideline. 4th kill for Latea Luneberg for Wahpeton. 4 in a row for the Highlanders to tie it. Wahpeton breaks the tie in their favor, and they take a 22-21 lead. DeVries will step back on the floor for the Huskies, and Valley City looking for a side out to get the ball back and tie it up at 22 each. Sather, Koka setting right side. It's Ava Hughesby, and that one's mispassed. That's going to go off the surface. A kill for Ava Hughesby. 3rd kill for Hughesby. Highlanders tie it up at 22 apiece. May have gotten a break there as well. Koka's set kind of spun 2 ways out of her hand, and you see a lot of those whistled as a double, but they play through it. Highlanders tied at 22 with Wahpeton. Valley City serving. Suffolcool in as the server. It's Schaefer on the outside. Jada Nelson will make the pass. Suffolcool setting to the outside for Hatcher. That one long. Point will go to the Huskies at 23-22. 1 point lead for Wahpeton on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. The first was a 25-23 win for Valley City. Now the Highlanders down 23-22. Wahpeton serving. It's Schaefer to send it over. Looper to the back row. Sather making the pass. Set towards the middle, and Faith Peterson attacking and scoring. Peterson had a lot of time to take a look at that one and was able to pick her spot. Faith Peterson with her third. That's one of the better swings that the Highlanders have had out of the middle tonight. Tied at 23, and now it's the first team to 2 in the row. Can Sam Hatcher come up with an aggressive serve? Hatcher serve, a looper. It's passed as a free ball. Put down by Faith Peterson. She goes up and equals that free ball back from the back row. It was Bonjis that sent it over, and Wahpeton will call for timeout as the Highlanders have rallied to steal a set point opportunity here in the second set. It's 24-23 Highlanders on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard, and we have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation here at the Highlander Activity Center. Tomorrow night, more volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. The Vikings go on the road to take on the University of Jamestown. Our pregame coverage coming up tomorrow night at 6:30, and the opening serve of the matchup will be at 7 o'clock, and you'll hear it right here on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. Join us for Viking volleyball coming up tomorrow night. 24-23, Valley City by 1. And the Highlanders will serve as Sam Hatcher will send it over, and Hatcher's serve is a service error. Third of the night for the Highlanders, and we're back to the first to 2 in a row. Tied at 24, and we'll go extra points here in the second set. Schroeder back in for the Huskies to replace Ashlyn Kaler. And we'll see Tatum Schroeder, a junior defensive specialist, stepping into the back row to serve. Serve deep. Jada Nelson trying to creep up on and had to back up. And Sather's attack is long from the outside. Point to Wahpeton. 25-24. The Huskies lead by 1. Serve from Schroeder again. Hard line drive serve. Nelson trying to make the pass. Kept alive by Tessa Olsen. Highlanders all out of whack. Sather sent it over. It's taken by Schroeder. Set middle. Tip from Bonjis. Going to go down to the far sideline. Bonjis will score on a tip that hung in the air. And the Huskies will take home the second set by a final score of 26-24. They win the second, and we will go to the third, tied at 1 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. We have a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation here at the Highlander Activity Center. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the Voice of the Valley.
The keys to the game are brought to you by RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown. Just as the keys to today's game offer growth, success, and opportunity for the future, so do the keys to your new property. Whether you're looking for the keys to your starter home, the keys to home where you raise your family, the keys to your business, or the keys to your lake home or retirement property, for every step of the way, RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown are here for you. Check out our website, findrealtynow.com, for pictures and virtual tours.
Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, your community Health Mart pharmacy, is a supporter of many Valley City events and organizations. During the month of October, they'll donate $1 for every yard of fabric sold to the St. Catherine's School fundraiser. Also during the month of October, take 10% off all candles. 10% off all candles. For all your healthcare needs and prescriptions, see your trusted healthcare resource. Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, downtown Valley City. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
At Bank Forward, we focus on building relationships. Hi, I'm Kara Weep with Bank Forward in Valley City. Whether it's opening a checking account, saving for college, or starting your own business, Bank Forward is the bank big enough to help, but we're small enough to know your name. Call 845-1220 or visit bankforward.com today. Striving to be the bank that defines customer service since 1927. It's simply the Forward way. Bank Forward, member FDIC.
Now is the time, now is the time.
The
The CHI Mercy Health Valley City Foundation invites you to join them for an evening of fun at the Valley City Eagles Club October 21st beginning at 5:30 with a social, raffles, auction, eats with a German flair, and dueling pianos at 8 p.m. Individual tickets are $25, can be purchased online at mercyhospitalvalleycity.org under the Foundation tab or by calling CHI Mercy Health in Valley City 701-845-6400. Proceeds from this event will benefit the purchase of a new mammography machine. Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
We're even at a set apiece. This one has all the feel of another one that goes the distance tonight because the Highlanders, what we've seen lately with volleyball broadcasts here on KOVC, we can't seem to get out of these in less than 5. The Vikings went 5 with Bellevue. The Highlanders went 5 with Central last week. And the Vikings went 5 with Mayville State. And right now, this one's one apiece. The Highlanders came out smoking, led 12-2 in the opening set, but had to fight for a 25-23 win. And they dropped the second set 26-24 after trailing by 4 and coming back to earn a set point attempt at 24-23. An attack up front by the Huskies coming from Bonjis will go wide. And Valley City will take the lead to start the third at a 7-0. 5 kills for Sam Hatcher so far for Valley City tonight. 6 kills, 3 blocks up front for Emma Bonji. She's been good tonight for Wahpeton. Coca serving, low line drive serve. DeVries went down to get it on the outside. Doctor will attack and score. 3 kills on the night now for Hattie Doctor. And we're tied at a point apiece here in the third set as Latea Luneberg will return once again for the Wahpeton Huskies. Serve coming on the way from, I believe it's Rugland? Yes, Rugland for Wahpeton. Tip up front that time coming from Jovi Borg, who's entered the matchup for Valley City. Luneberg from the right side, covered by Coca on first contact. Ava Hughesby will attack from the right side for Valley City. Schroeder the pass, up front Bonjis. Going down to get that was Jada Nelson. Back to the middle, Quilvang swinging and missed it wide. Point will go to the Huskies, and it's now a 2-1 lead for Wahpeton. Yes, Jovi Borg will start this third set for Valley City in an outside hitter's position. She and Hughesby playing on the floor at the same time, so a little bit of a different look for the Highlanders as Abby Sather will be making a different rotation, and now a double will be called against Katie Coca, trying to make a court-wide set from right to left. So a violation against Coca on this set, and the point will go to Wahpeton, and the Huskies take a 3-1 lead here in the third. Sidewinding serve again from Rugland. No pass available for the Highlanders. An ace for Rugland. First ace tonight for Rugland. And after 5 rallies of the third, it's 4-1 Wahpeton on the LaRue Lackow Financial scoreboard. We're tied at a set apiece in the matchup. Rugland serving again. Looper back row, Sam Hatcher backing up on it. Coca to the middle. The attack by Addie Quilvang was blocked up front by Bonjis. Sent over by Sam Hatcher with their back to the net. This will be set far side. An attack coming from Hattie Doctor. Jada Nelson covered that. Stays in the back row. Hatcher back row attack is long. Point to the Huskies, and it's 5-1 in favor of Wahpeton. Highlanders with a moment for Sam Hatcher to tie up a shoe. Correction, that's Faith Peterson. No, that's Sam Hatcher tying up the shoe. Serve on the way into the net. Service error for the Huskies. They're 7th. You know, I go back to something we've talked about before. Those little pauses that you see in a match where you're tying up a shoe, it works as a quasi timeout, and I'm really surprised that in a sport that's all concerned about pace of play, that they haven't come up with something to mandate the lace guards yet. Addie Quilvang trying to block an attempt from Bonjis and blocks it wide. The point will go to the Huskies. It's now 6-2 Wahpeton by 4 here in the third set. Hattie Doctor stepping back to serve for Wahpeton. Low line drive taken by Sam Hatcher. Set by Coca, back to Hatcher. Powered through a block at the net. Luneberg keeps this alive. Back to the net. Schaefer can't save it. 4 contacts against the Huskies, and the point will go to Valley City. Highlanders will trail 6-3 here in the third set. Jada Nelson will step back to serve for Valley City. Nelson serve, looping to the far side. Schaefer goes down to get it. They'll come right side with Luneberg running the back end of a deke play on that right side for Wahpeton. Faith Peterson attacking, blocked by Bonges. Back near side, Sam Hatcher got around the block, but a good dig by Schroeder keeps us alive. Luneberg tipping. Hatcher reaches back to cover. Koka long run, and it's sent over on the bump that time by Ava Hughesby. Back to the far side of the floor. The attack strong from Schaefer. Point will go to Valley City. They're back within 2 at 6-4. So the Highlanders crawling back to within 2. This match just every bit what you'd expect out of two teams that are right next to each other in the conference standings. 2 points for Valley City in the league, 1 for Wahpeton right now. Schaefer attacking, she'll score. And Schaefer's had a decent night for Wahpeton. That's her 4th from the outside. Huskies up by a score of 7-4. 2 2-point sets so far. Highlanders 25-23, Huskies 26-24. And Bonges will step back to serve for Wahpeton. Line drive serve, that's going to be an ace. It'll be dug back into the overhang as Jovi Borg backing up, can't make the pass on it. It'll be an ace for the Huskies. Bonges continues to add to her impressive total tonight. 6 kills, 3 blocks, now an ace for Emma Bonges. And it's 8-4, Wahpeton by 4 here in the third. Bonges serving again. Line drive taken by Jovi Borg. Koka pushing near side. Sam Hatcher trying to come down the near sideline. Bonges dug that up. Schaefer from the outside got through a block. It floats. Sam Hatcher tries to keep it alive. Sent it into the back row. Jovi Borg has to make a save on it. Does. Ashlyn Kaler first contact. Luneberg from the right. That's covered out of the back by Koka for Valley City. Now Hatcher on the attack line got through a block and scores. 6 kills on the night for Sam Hatcher. Lead is 3. For the Highlanders, rather for the Huskies, at 8-5 over Wahpeton, or actually I should say over Valley City. And we'll see Kinley Suffolcool step back to serve for the Highlanders. Line drive serve, Schaefer made the play, set back to Schaefer on the outside and down. Madison Schaefer with 5 kills tonight. And Wahpeton finding a lot of balance between their pins. Their middle has been okay, but it's been more a blocking position tonight for the Huskies. But Wahpeton's run to both pins really well this evening. They're hitting from both sides of the floor. Leah DeVries serving. Jovi Borg will make the pass. It's set to the outside. Hatcher got around a block. Covered back row by Bonges. Schaefer from the outside. Jada Nelson dug that up for Valley City. Stays in the back row. Hatcher standing on the attack line. Sent it over. Bonges the pass. Back set. DeVries attacking. That caught the Highlander defense out of alignment. Jovi Borg tries to make the pass and can't. And the point will go to the Huskies. They take a 10-5 lead here in the third. There was some communication on the end of that play between Jovi Borg and Jada Nelson, the libero. Nelson, I believe, thought she had that ball played well, and it was taken from her a bit by Borg. Here's an attack in the middle by Faith Peterson. Peterson will have her 5th kill tonight. Lead cut back to 4 at 10-6. Wahpeton leading by 4. Sam Hatcher will step back to serve for the Highlanders. Hatcher stands ready. Serving line drive. DeVries making the play. Set middle. Bonges attacking. Blocked by Faith Peterson. Stays alive. Schaefer from the outside looping over a block. Sam Hatcher's there. Comes back to the middle. The attack from Peterson. Another double. Kinley Suffolcool will be called for that one. The setting game tonight for Valley City's been hit and miss. Couple of really decent sets, and then at times some tough ball handling for the Highlanders that have caused them some difficulties. It's 11-6, Wahpeton by 5 here in the third. We're tied at a set apiece, and a really, really tough service error at that time for Madison Schaefer. That's the 8th service error tonight for the Huskies. It's really tough to know what Schaefer had in mind in that sequence, where she was going with it. It seemed like she tried to lighten up at the very end. Faith Peterson serving. Wohlers set to the outside. Doctor getting around a block. A cover attempt going to be wide, and Hattie Doctor will come up with a kill for Wahpeton. Another play to their outside, and right now Wahpeton's outside looking very strong. Valley City struggling to find a defensive cover for it. There hasn't been much of a block for the Highlanders tonight. They have 2 blocks unofficially on my page. They've got a few more that haven't scored, but they really have not been able to put a clamp on Wahpeton's offense. The Huskies have been able to run the offense they've wanted to tonight. Right side, little approach to the net by a new Highlander that's in the matchup. We'll talk about that in a second. An attack from the middle by Bonges for Wahpeton will score. Bonges with her 7th kill. Bailey LaRue has stepped into the matchup. LaRue is a sophomore middle blocker. She's out on the right side right now in this lineup. She's moving up from JV along with Hadley Thorson, a junior middle blocker. So the Highlanders putting some extra players in. LaRue will attack from the attack line. Good cover back row by Schroeder. Good swing by LaRue. Out of the back row, DeVries sending this back across. Hatcher the pass, set outside. Joby Borg on the attack, got into a block. Huskies able to cover it. Bonji's tipping. That got around a block, and Bonji's will score. Number 8 for Emma Bonji's. 14-7. Wahpeton by 7 in the third on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. We're tied at a set apiece, but ever since the Huskies went down 12-2 in the match, Wahpeton has been somewhat to more so the better team here in this matchup tonight. They do commit their 9th service error on a windup by Schroeder. Highlanders will make the change. LaRue out along with Suffolkul. Coca comes in to set. And I believe we'll see Ava Hughesby coming into the matchup for Valley City. And a service error by Katie Coca will be the 4th of the night for the Highlanders. Lead right back to 7 for Wahpeton, I believe. 15-8. Point late coming up on the board. And Valley City's going to call for timeout. Highlanders will call for a stoppage down by 7 to Wahpeton in the third. It's a timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. 15-8 Huskies, and it's tied a set apiece in the matchup on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
Brothers 3 has the area's widest variety of classic and new fishing tackle at the lowest prices to give you the edge this year. Before heading out on the water, stop in and get your live bait and tackle and fill your tank on the highest quality gas and diesel. Brothers 3 is your locally owned and operated convenience store. As always, Brothers 3 has the lowest prices in town on everything from snacks and drinks to gear, propane, and automotive supplies. Remember, it pays to shop at Brothers 3.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
From the Highlander Activity Center tonight, out of the Highlander timeout, they trail 15-8 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard in the third. Tied at a set apiece, each team with 2-point wins in each set. Joby Borg getting a chance to swing for Valley City and scoring from the outside. And the Highlanders will cut the lead back to 6 at 15-9. 6-point lead for the Huskies. And tied a set apiece in the matchup. Joby Borg stepping back to serve, and that one just barely missed the back line. That was close. Joby Borg trying to get aggressive, sends it long. 5th service error by the Highlanders tonight. Back to a 7-point Wahpeton lead at 16-9. And a new Husky coming in, or is this Doctor just changing her hair? It's Doctor changing her hair, and she's going to score at an ace in front of Sam Hatcher. Second ace for Hattie Doctor. Doctor, during her time, decided to put her hair in a high pony, and that's how I was identifying her again because the purple numbers are a problem. 17-9, Wahpeton now leading by 8. Pass coming from Joby Borg. It's in the middle of the floor. Peterson pushing deep. Schroeder's there for Wahpeton. Stays along the right side. Luneberg around to play will score. Latea Luneberg getting around a block on the near side. She's got 5, and what a balanced effort that the Huskies have put together again from their pins tonight. Madison Schaefer, 5 from the outside. Hattie Doctor, 4 from the outside. 8 in the middle for Emma Bonji's, along with 3 blocks and an ace. And then 5 more from the outside for Latea Luneberg. And again, Sam Hatcher steps down to tie up a shoe. 18-9, the lead is 9. And again, it turns into a service error. And, you know, here's the thing, folks. That's our team that just benefited, right? I mean, I totally get it, but twice now tonight, Sam Hatcher's had a shoe come untied, and every time she bends down to tie it, it breaks up the rhythm of the server, and the server puts one in the net. Serve coming from Jada Nelson for Valley City. Luneberg tipping around a block. Jada Nelson runs it down back row. Coca setting middle. Faith Peterson attacking middle, hit it long. Point will go back to the Huskies. It's now 19-10. Wahpeton here in the third, and it seems like this third set just started. And yet the Huskies, with only 6 points separating them from a set 3 victory and a 2-1 lead. Serve coming from Bonji's. Covered by Jovi Borg. Tough pass, but she was able to make it. Faith Peterson back to the net, sends it over. Wohlers first contact. Set middle. Tip coming from Ashlyn Kaler. A cover by Hughesby. Set in the middle is time for Faith Peterson. Big dig in the back row by Bonji. Schaefer from the outside. Jada Nelson able to dig that one up out of the back row. Stays along the attack line. Sent over by Katie Koka. Wohlers there for the Huskies. Right side Luneberg into a block, and that block is saved as Schaefer got down and made the windmill one-hander punch. Sam Hatcher sending it down the near sideline. Huskies again out of sorts, but Wohlers will make the save. Now Koka's pass near the net. Peterson sends it over on second contact. Schaefer tipping around a block. Hatcher covers that. Second contact try that time by Koka. Into an errant play at the net by Bonjis. That's going to fall, and the Highlanders will come up with the point. Good rally between the two. Each team trying something unorthodox in that sequence. But the Highlanders get back to within 8 at 19-11, and now Suffolk will step on to set for Valley City. Line drive serve towards the back row. Off the far side, Schaefer attacking, blocked. Schaefer able to block it with a punch, or actually keep it alive with a punch. A free ball from the Huskies is blocked down by Faith Peterson, but sent back on third contact. Now Hatcher from the outside will score. 7 kills for Sam Hatcher. 19-12 in favor of Wahpeton. On the LaRue Lockow Financial scoreboard, Valley City within 7 here in the second set. They've trailed by as many as 9, getting a couple in a row to try to build a rally in the late stages of this third. We're tied at a set apiece. A 2-tempo try by Suffolk trying the middle. Schaefer's there on the outside for Wahpeton. Suffolk first contact. Nelson back to Hatcher on the outside. That one headed long. May have been tipped. Wohlers decides to save it for Wahpeton. And with a back to the net, that'll be sent back over by Rugland. Back to Valley City. LaRue on the right side attacking. Covered back row again by Rugland. And a tip up front by Bonjis and Luneberg. It's going to be Luneberg that will get credit for it. Her 6th kill. Point back to Wahpeton. They lead 20-12 here in the third. Luneberg's had a very nice night off the bench. Sophomore at 5'11". She's come in and done really a nice job, and there's some youth on this Wahpeton team. They're building a bit for the future. DeVries serving, and boy, the service team is going to be called for overlap. You hardly ever see somebody moving early on the service team, but the R1, whose responsibility it is to watch the service team for overlap, calls it immediately. Highlanders get a point for free at 20-13 on the error by the Huskies. Back row, long attack. That one just wide of the back line coming from DeVries, and Valley City's back within 6. 20-14. Husky lead cut to 6. Valley City to serve with Sam Hatcher stepping back to do the honors. Hatcher stands ready. Serve on the way. Taken back row and pushed into the net on a receive error and an ace for Valley City Sam Hatcher. Wohlers trying to back up on it. Could not find the range. It's now 20-15. Lead trimmed to 5. Valley City again trying to make a run. Hatcher serving. Down to a knee was DeVries to get it. Schaefer from the outside. Got up and around a block. Jada Nelson there for Valley City. Comes to the middle for Jovi Borg. Her attack comes through. Bonji's covering it in the back row. A tip on second contact covered by the Highlanders. LaRue will send it back across. Long run for Wahpeton to cover this. It comes up in the front row. Bonji's is a back row player. All she can do is bump it back over legally. Jovi Borg from the attack line. Schaefer trying to make that play. Wohlers got it on second contact. Rugland will send it over with her back to the net for the Huskies. A serve from, actually a set from Suffolk. She's going to be called for a double. You could see that one coming. Suffolk trying to set it. It came down on the bottom of her hands and came out in a line drive, and the official called that one immediately. Lead back to 6 at 21-15 for the Wahpeton Huskies after an error by the Highlanders. And now Schaefer will serve for Wahpeton. Looping back row, Jada Nelson. Suffolk setting it up. Borg from the outside. Covered back row by Bonjis for Wahpeton. This will come to their outside, and an error by Schaefer. She put it into the net. Point will go to Valley City. Valley City back within 5 at 21-16. Faith Peterson will go beyond the line to serve for the Highlanders. Peterson serve, looping. Bonji's a very tough pass. Wohlers from the back row tried to power through a block and did. Quilving went up to block a back row attack, and Wohlers ends up throwing it hard enough off of Quilving's hands that the block goes wide. The point will go to the Huskies. And so the libero for Wahpeton, Reagan Wohlers, will get her first kill. 22-16, Huskies serving, Schroeder into the net. Service error number 11 for Wahpeton tonight. Lead cut to 5. Now it's 22-17 once again. So what do the Highlanders have left here? Down by 5 in the third. They've been down by as many as 8 in this third set. Serve on the way from Katie Koka. Taken back row up front. Bonji's trying to go around the block. Ends up hitting it wide. And that will bring it down to a 22-18 third set. Valley City will step back to serve once again. Serve will be attempted by Katie Koka. It's over. I'm sorry, we couldn't see because there were people standing in front of us, so we couldn't see who was going to serve. Bonji's will tip for Wahpeton and score. Lead back to 5 at 23-18 in favor of Wahpeton. They're 2 points away from grabbing this third set and leading 2-1. Serve on the way will come from Rugland for Wahpeton. Low looping serve. Sam Hatcher, middle of the floor to the middle. Quilvang trying to tip, found the far sideline. Addie Quilvang tipping around a block and scoring. 23-19. Valley City back within 4. Just back and forth, sort of side-out volleyball here. Jovi Borg will serve. Looper to the far side. Schroeder misplayed the pass, sends it over the net and wide. And so we'll see an ace for Jovi Borg. Borg's first ace tonight. Highlanders back to within 3 at 23-20. Borg stands ready again. Line drive serve taken by Wohlers. Back set, right side. Doctor blocked up front. Quilvang teaming up front with Sam Hatcher for the block. Give Quilvang a block, give Hatcher a block. The Huskies call for timeout as it's down to a 2-point lead here in the third after the Huskies led by as many as 8. 23-21, Huskies by 2 in the third. It's a set apiece on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
The book is here. The Smith Lumber Home Center Fall Merchandise Book is here for your shopping convenience. All kinds of items to get you ready for fall and winter. Lawn and garden, tools, automotive, building materials, electrical and heating, plumbing, paint, and more. Pick one up today and register to win one of 2 $500 shopping giveaways. The newly expanded Smith Lumber Home Center on East Main, Valley City. And coming soon, an all-new greenhouse in time for the holidays.
Out of the Husky timeout with a lead down to 2 for Wahpeton. Bonji's attacking. Jovi Borg sent over a free ball, and Bonji's knocks it down. Bonji's with her 9th kill tonight, and the Huskies get to set point, 24-21. The Huskies led this thing by a 23-14 lead, and Valley City, what the heck just happened here? They're going to call overlap on the serving team again as Wahpeton didn't make their change for the libero on time. Well, folks, the scores have been close, but this just hasn't been great volleyball tonight. I mean, really, both teams sort of slugging through some attrition here, trying to play maybe not a great match and still win. Schaefer with an attack error. Point to Valley City, and it's 24-23. Folks, that's unheard of for Wahpeton, that your libero is not off the floor on time for a serve. You never see that. And now the Highlanders, because of it, are back to within 1. Serve from Jada Nelson. Set right side. Bonji's tipping around a block. Jovi Borg covers the middle. Koka setting to the outside, and Sam Hatcher kills it. And that's going to bring us to extra points here in the third set. Oh, if you're a Husky fan, you have to wonder how at this point in the year, you're in mid-October, and you don't row your rotations well enough to get your libero off the floor before a serve. Jada Nelson serving. Wohlers down to make the play. Schaefer from the outside sends it across. Jovi Borg is there. Outside, Sam Hatcher sliding into one. It's misplayed by the Husky defense, but played back to the front low, and Luneberg will tip it back across. Back to the middle. Faith Peterson through a block will score. Set point for Valley City at 25-24 in favor of the Highlanders. They were left for dead a couple of moments ago, and a crucial error by Wahpeton has put this into a 1-point advantage for the Highlanders and a chance for this set. On the outside, Schaefer tipping across the block. Koka's there. Nelson setting. Hatcher from the outside standing and firing. Back row that's taken by Schroeder for Wahpeton. Near side Luneberg with tipping across the block. Ava Hughesby first contact. Koka sets it middle. Jovi Borg swings. This turns into a joust at the net. It's down. Wahpeton can't return it on a bad pass from Schroeder. The Highlanders come back to steal the third set at 26-24, and they'll take a 2-1 lead in the matchup. Just totally unbelievable that Wahpeton would make that kind of a mistake with a 24-21 lead. It took all the momentum away, and 5 consecutive points were scored by the Highlanders, starting with that overlap call on the service team, and they were called twice for overlap violations as the serving team were the Huskies in the third set. 2-1, Valley City. We're going to the fourth. Coming up next after a Mobility Plus rehabilitation timeout. This is Highlander Volleyball and the voice of the Valley.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
This is Hannah Wieland, a freshman at Valley City State University. The V500 scholarship members' generosity and commitment is exactly the kind of community involvement we need to keep VCSU going strong. The many scholarships provided are a testament to the support of the alumni, family, and friends of VCSU. Please keep expanding the opportunities available to enhance the lives of the next generation and make a difference for attracting future Vikings by supporting scholarships online at give.vcsu.edu or by calling the VCSU Foundation.
Right financial path? Are all your financial professionals on the same page? At LaRue Lockout Financial, you can be assured that your investment professional and tax professional are working together. Call Ryan LaRue at 701-845-6938 or James M. Lockout, CPA, at 845-1660. Services offered through Investment Advisors, a division of Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through Pro Equities Incorporated, a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC.
Ready for some football? Make sure you include quality meats and snacks from Valley Meat Supply. Valley Meat has all your favorites for the grill. Thick, juicy steaks, burger patties, brats, and all beef wieners. Valley Meat has you covered during the hunting and harvest season with sandwich meats and a variety of cheeses, beef sticks, and jerky. If you're tailgating, hunting, or harvesting, make it Valley Meat Supply, West Main, Valley City.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
Well, folks, I've been a referee of high school volleyball for 7 years, seen it at a pretty good level, high-level Class B, high-level Class A, and I have never seen a team be penalized because they were late getting their libero off the floor because they didn't know their rotations. And the reason why I bring that up is because that just cost Wahpeton the third set. Valley City leads 2-1. The scores so far tonight, the Highlanders take the first 25-23, the third 26-24. Wahpeton won the second 26-24, but here's the deal. Wahpeton had earned 3 set points at 24-21, and the very first set point is lost because they overlap on service because their libero would not get off the floor and a sub was trying to get in. They literally subbed as the serve was coming across like a hockey line change and got called for it, and they just got called to start the fourth set with an overlap as the service team again. That's the third time the service team has been called for overlap, and an attack by Latina Luneberg for Wahpeton goes long, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Highlanders. Now, folks, just to give you a comparison, I've done varsity volleyball as an official for 5 years, been broadcasting it for a long time. I don't know that I've seen 3 total overlap calls on the serving team in my career coming into the night as an umpire, or I should say referee or broadcaster. We've seen 3 in one match against the Wahpeton Huskies. Something's not right. Jovi Borg attacking from the outside. It's covered back row by Bonjis and sent back over by the setter Rugland. Valley City with Jada Nelson passing. Right side, Ava Hughesby going down the far sideline. Schaefer covered it. Schaefer gets it back on the attack line, tips it over. Sam Hatcher was there. It's covered by Coca. From the outside, Jovi Borg attacking. Taken back row by the libero, and now Luneberg attacking will score for Wahpeton. 7 kills for Latea Luneberg, who's had a nice night off the bench for the Huskies. So it's 2-1 Wahpeton, but just some very strange things going on for the Huskies in that second and third set, and very strange in the third. Huskies will serve. Schaefer standing ready for Wahpeton. She's got the go-ahead, takes a little extra time, sends it back over. Sam Hatcher's there for the Highlanders. Tip across by Jovi Borg. It's covered along the near sideline. Set far side, Doctor into the net. An attack error, and the point will go to Valley City. That'll make it 3-1 Highlanders here in the fourth. 2-1 Valley City. Each set has been decided by the minimum 2 points so far tonight. Jovi Borg will serve for the Highlanders. Good line drive serve taken by Bonjis for Wahpeton. In the middle, Luneberg attacking. Jada Nelson able to get a pass on it. It's run down by Coca. Sent back across by Ava Hughesby. Back up front, this will be set to the outside. Doctor on the attack, got through a block. Covered again by Coca. Back row, Joni Borg attacking. That one missed wide. And the point will go to the Huskies. They're back within 1 at 3-2 on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. I mean, and here's the next thing about it too, particularly in that substitution error by Wahpeton where they were subbing literally as the serve was coming in. Number one, it's mid-October. You have to know by now that the official has given the go-ahead for serve signal. You can't keep subbing. And number two, as this serve will go wide, another service error from Wahpeton, that's number 12 tonight, and it'll give the Highlanders a 4-2 lead. Number two, it's the middle of October. You have to know your rotations. Now, maybe Wahpeton has made a change, but you're also in the third set. They haven't changed that much on the rotations throughout the course of the match. So really sort of maybe a gap in concentration by the Huskies, and it cost them dearly, and the Highlanders will happily take it. An attack by Sam Hatcher's wide, and the lead is cut to 1 at 4-3. So a 1-point lead for Wahpeton here in the fourth. 2-1 Valley City in the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. And we'll see the Huskies stepping back with Leah DeVries doing the honors for Wahpeton. Line drive, low serve. Hatcher making the pass. Coca will set right side. Hughesby a tip. Got through a block attempt, and that's down for Ava Hughesby. Fourth kill for Ava Hughesby. 5-3 Highlanders by 2. And like I said, sometimes you're a big fan of side-out volleyball, and that's kind of what this has been tonight. But there have been so many errors and people, kind of struggling. It's kind of two teams that both sort of realize they're not playing their best volleyball, and they're just trying to gut it out because you got to play the match at that point. Bonji's attacking will score. She's had one of the really bright nights tonight. That's the 10th kill for Emma Bonji's for Wahpeton to go with 3 blocks and an ace tonight. Lead cut to 1, 5-4. Valley City on top. Doctor will serve for Wahpeton. Line drive serve taken back row by Hadley Thorson now for Valley City, who's checked in. And we'll see a 4-contact fault coming up against the Highlanders, and an attack goes into the net. So Hadley Thorson, a junior middle, steps in as well. As Rebecca Erickson widening out her bench a little bit, moving up a couple of players from the JV to the varsity, and both have played tonight. Bailey LaRue in the third set, Hadley Thorson here in the fourth. Bonji's from the right side of the net. An error by Wahpeton, point to Valley City, and it's 6-5, Valley City by 1 in the fourth. We wait. Highlanders set to make a change, and they will do so. I think Thorson's position rotating to the front row. So that'll bring Jovi Borg in. That's interesting. Thorson rotating to a back row position as a middle, just to get a little experience back there. Now Jovi Borg back in the front row. Serving the way by Sam Hatcher. Long run as DeVries made a pass. Wohlers has to get over to make the play go across, and it's sent back across by Rugland for Wahpeton. Jovi Borg from the outside, covered by Schaefer, and a tip goes wide on second contact. Rugland out on the edge, saw that pass coming to her and knew it was going to go long. She tried to tip it, missed, and it's 7-5, Valley City by 2. 2-point lead for the Highlanders. They'll serve here in the fourth. Sam Hatcher shortening up the serve a little bit. Taken by Schroeder. Right side slide for Bonji's. Covered up by the Highlanders. It's LaRue setting. The attack from Faith Peterson. Taken near side by Kaler. Correction, that one by DeVries for Wahpeton that comes across. Hatcher covers it. LaRue swings away on the right side and scores. Bailey LaRue comes out celebrating as she gets a chance to swing away on the right side. And LaRue will knock it down to make it 8-5 in favor of Valley City here in the fourth. 3-point lead for Valley City. Serve on the way coming from Samantha Hatcher. Down to get to that in the back row was LaRue, or actually, correction, not LaRue. An attack that will go from Wahpeton will be misplayed by Jade Olson in the back row. Huskies will score out of the back row. That again is Leah DeVries that's back there making the play for Wahpeton. And the lead is cut to 2 at 8-6. That was just a good attack that time from the back row. Not really where Wahpeton has scored tonight. They had a really good second set moving to both pins, and they've gotten away from that a little bit as Bonges will make a running jump serve at it. Jada Nelson makes the pass, back set right side, comes over from Faith Peterson. Long run to get to it, no one will get there. Peterson with two hands closed, just kind of lobs one up to the far sideline. Husky defense not ready. 9-6, Valley City by 3 after 15 rallies of the fourth. 2-1 Highlanders on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. Serve on the way coming in from Faith Peterson. It's covered towards the middle and 4 contacts coming up against Wahpeton. Tough set. Schaefer tried to save it but couldn't get an angle to send it over on the bump. Highlanders will take a 4-point lead. 10-6 Valley City here in the fourth. Serve on the way from Faith Peterson, lobbing far side. Long backup to get to it that time for DeVries. Schaefer from the outside, covered off the near side of the floor by Samantha Hatcher. Jovi Borg from the outside. That's blocked, but Borg was able to make a good save of it. Now second contact try up front, and Rugland will send down a kill for Wahpeton. Second kill tonight for the setter, Addie Rugland, for the Huskies. And the Huskies will send Latea Luneberg back into the matchup, who's been good from both sides, particularly from the right tonight. 10-7. Valley City's lead cut to 3. Rugland serving. Jovi Borg reaching out to get the ball. LaRue has to make a save of it. Free ball. Luneberg buries it. Comes across in the middle. Luneberg with 8 kills off the bench for the Huskies tonight. Highlander lead cut to 2 at 10-8. We wait for the go-ahead to serve for Wahpeton, and they will do it. Serve on the way towards the middle. Taken by Sam Hatcher, set right side. Bailey LaRue trying to attack, got blocked. Highlanders keep it alive. Good play by Jovi Borg. On second contact, Hatcher saves it. A load up by Bonges up front into a joust. Bonges got it back, tipped it. Bailey LaRue was able to save it. LaRue will send it over, 2 hands closed. It's stepped to the middle by Wohlers. Back to Schaefer from the outside. That was partially blocked and kept alive. Set to the near side for Jovi Borg. She'll score from the outside for Valley City on a back and forth rally. Jovi Borg getting into the act from the outside. Highlanders up 3 at 11-8 here in the fourth set. 2 sets to 1. Each set has been decided by 2 points, and 2 of them have gone extra points tonight. Serve on the way by Coca. It comes back to the middle of the net. This will be Luneberg, blocked from the Wahpeton outside. Sent back across on a free ball. Peterson tried to kill it, didn't quite get the angle. Bonges from the middle of the floor. Jada Nelson lays out to save that. From the attack line, Hatcher sends it across. A turn off the back line by Bonges, and Schaefer will send it over. A step into the ball that time for the Highlanders by Jada Nelson, but a miss hit by Jovi Borg, an error into the net. And the Huskies are back within 2 at 11-9. 2-point lead for Valley City in the fourth set. Huskies will serve. Schaefer will step back to do the honors for the purple and gold in black of Wahpeton. Serve on the way over. Taken by Hatcher, middle of the back row. Coca setting middle. Again, Quilvang approaching and having that set go behind her and pushes it into the net. It's just been a tough night for the setters to get on the same page with Addie Quilvang. It seems like she's expected a play to go one way. The set's gone the other. They'll continue to work on that through the course of the year. Lead down to 1 at 11-10. Schaefer shortening up the serve. Second contact, Coca sends it over on a pass from Quilvang to the outside for Doctor. She'll hit the far sideline and score. 5th kill of the night for Hattie Doctor for Wahpeton. And after 22 rallies of the fourth, we're tied at 11 apiece between the Huskies and the Highlanders. Serve on the way from Schaefer, looping towards the near side. Jovi Borg is there. Set back to Borg on the outside, blocked. It's covered by Coca. This will work back right side. The attack coming from Ava Hughesby. Now it's Wahpeton trying to struggle with the free ball into a joust, and the Huskies are going to be underneath the net. They're going to call Lüneburg's for stepping over the half line. The tie is cracked in favor of Valley City. It's 12-11 Highlanders. Jovi Borg stepping back to serve for Valley City. Line drive serve far side. Pass back to Dr. Freeball. Swing by Faith Peterson and Addie Quilvang. And I think they're going to give it to Quilvang on the kill. They were both there, and Ava Hughesby was actually out there as well, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going to go with I think they're going to credit that to Ava Hughesby on the kill that time from the outside. And now an ace on a flat serve from Jovi Borg. So Borg serving up her second ace of the night. And the Highlanders are back up 3 at 14-11 here in the fourth set. A 3-point lead for Valley City at 14-11. 2-1 Highlanders as we go to the fourth. It's going to be another ace for Jovi Borg. Tough serve receive for Wahpeton, and the Huskies' Dominic Rickles will have to call for timeout as the Highlanders go up 4 in the fourth. 15-11 Valley City in the fourth on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. They lead the match 2-1. A Mobility Plus rehabilitation timeout. This is Highliner Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the Voice of the Valley.
Grotberg Electric believes in quality first, taking pride in their work, and standing behind every project they do. They bring together the power, technology, and experience to keep your business online. The success of Grotberg Electric depends on 3 major ideals: the quality of their products, the commitment to their customers, and most of all, their customer service. Call Grotberg Electric today at 845-3010 or visit them online at grotbergelectric.com.
Out of the Husky timeout, Valley City serving again. A tough receive from Bonji's. Valley City gets one back from Wohlers, and now a tough set. Addie Quilvang has to make an approach and tip one from the middle for Valley City. Doctor attacking outside. Highlanders lead at 15-11. A 4-point lead here in the fourth, and an attack by Sam Hatcher. She'll score. Hatcher's had to blue collar her way there tonight, but 9 kills, an ace, and a block for Sam Hatcher. The Highlanders lead by 5 at 16-11 here in set number 4. Valley City trying to come from behind with some set points going to Wahpeton in the third that were all erased. And here's a pass coming from the Huskies that goes well beyond the back line from Valley City. The Huskies had a 24-21 lead in the third with a chance to go up 2-1 and committed a substitution error when they were literally subbing on the fly during a set from Valley City. Here's another error in serve receive for Wahpeton. Ball into the net, and it's 18-11 Valley City in the fourth. They were called out of rotation or overlap as the serving team twice in the third, and Valley City came back from down 3 to win the set 26-24, and they now lead 18-11 here in the fourth. Doctor blocked at the net. Quilvang getting up along with Hughesby to take that one away. Give Hughesby another block. Give Quilvang another block. Valley City up 19-11 in the fourth. A chance to try to win this in four tonight for the Highlanders. Serve from Borg. Down, another error in serve receive. An ace for Borg. It's 20-11. And the Huskies are going to make a change. They'll send Schroeder into the back row. Schroeder's going to replace Ashlyn Kaler. And I'm not sure why Kaler is being pulled. Actually, I can see now why. They're going to slide Doctor up front and try to put 3 different players back in serve receive. Schroeder makes the receive here. The attack on the way from Lüneburg. A cover back row by Coca. Tough set from Nelson. Late whistle. It's going to be a 4 contact fault. Jada Nelson's going to be called apparently for a contact, and somebody else must have tipped it as it came out. No, correction. The push is what's going to be called the 4th contact. They're going to call a double on 3rd contact, so that'll turn out to be 4 technically. You always call 4 before 2. Schroeder attacking. Jada Nelson back, can't receive that. That'll be an ace for Schroeder. And the lead is cut to 7 at 20-13. Huskies back within 7 in the 4th. Highlanders need 5 points to try to win the match. Schroeder shortening up. Addie Quilvang receiving serve, and an attack from Hughesby that will go well long. Point to Wahpeton. Lead cut to 6. 20-14, and the Highlanders will call for timeout. Rebecca Erickson wants to preserve as much as the lead as she can and trying to change some momentum. Another timeout for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. It's 20-14, Highlanders over the Huskies on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. In the fourth, 2-1 Valley City after 3. This is Highlander Volleyball on the voice of the Valley.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the voice of the Valley.
Don't leave your wiring to chance. Plug into your number one electrical source, Highline Electric. They're the experts in residential, commercial, and industrial electrical work. No cutting corners at Highline Electric. Call 845-0731. They'll give you a free estimate before any work is done. Family owned since 1986 with Chad and Tracy Zahn. And I promise, the price won't shock you. Highline Electric in Valley City. Call 845-0731. Building a reputation of integrity and quality.
Again, back quickly onto the timeout. Faith Peterson, correction, Sam Hatcher swinging from the outside, and Hatcher will score. Back quickly onto the timeout. That's going to get Hatcher to 10. One of the Highlander student section trying to get the wave going after that timeout. It comes up successful. The Highlanders a 21-14 lead here in the fourth. Valley City 4 points away from trying to close out the Huskies here in 4 sets and move on to West Fargo on Thursday. Serve on the way from Jada Nelson. Wohlers getting down to get it. The attack coming up the middle, and another kill coming in for Emma Bonges. Bonges with 11 kills, 3 blocks, and an ace. Lead cut to 6 at 21-15. Onto the floor comes Leah DeVries for Wahpeton. DeVries ready to serve. Looping line drive serve. Taken back row by Hadley Thorson. Hatcher again sliding from the outside, and that one just long. Hatcher thought she had the back line. It was very close. Looked a little deep. Lead cut to 5 at 21-16. And Wahpeton will step back to serve again. DeVries stands ready. DeVries serving, line drive. Jada Nelson makes the play in the back row in the pass. The attack from Hughesby, long. And the lead cut to 4 at 21-17. It's been like this all night long. We'll see a change as we'll see the return of Abby Sather. Sather's going to come in to replace Ava Hughesby. Sather didn't play in the third set tonight. Comes in late here in the fourth. Serve on the way again from DeVries. A hard pass, but Sam Hatcher made it. Right side, Sather tipping middle. That's run down by Wohlers. They'll set outside. Doctor around the block. Miss hit it wide. Point goes to Valley City. Highlanders needed a Wahpeton error, and they'll get it. 22-17. Lead back to 5 for Valley City. We'll see Bailey LaRue coming back into the matchup. And going to the back row will be Kinley Suffolcool to serve for the Highlanders. Suffolcool ready. Line drive taken by Wohlers. It'll be run down right side by Doctor. Back to Wohlers in the back row. It got off the net on a let. Hadley Thorson able to make the play. Hatcher again powering through a block on the outside. Sam Hatcher with 11 kills. 23-17. Timeout Wahpeton. The Highlanders are within 2. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on a Mobility Plus Rehabilitation timeout. This is Highlander Volleyball on the voice of the Valley.
This is 1490 KOVC AM Valley City and 96.3 K242CZ Valley City.
The voice of the Valley.
Ryan Cunningham with you from the Highlander Activity Center tonight. This has just been a long, hard, drag-it-out kind of affair between these two teams tonight. It's been hard to find rhythm on either side. It's been side out. It's been errors. We've had a few cleanly played rallies, but you have to respect both teams coming out onto the floor, maybe realizing they don't have it, if you know what I mean, and still having to power through and compete for the match, and they've done so tonight. The Highlanders 23-17 leaders here in the fourth, leading 2-1. Up top, Bonges attacking the middle. That's run down by Bailey LaRue for the Highlanders. Tip back across by Sam Hatcher. Off the near side, Bonges trying to tip middle, and she'll score. Emma Bonges has her 11th, correction, her 12th. That'll be 12 kills for the middle for Wahpeton tonight, along with 3 blocks and an ace. Highlander lead turned back to 5 at 23-18. Doctor, a line drive serve. Thorson, tough serve receive. It's there. It'll be sent back over by Kinley Suffolcool for the Highlanders. Right side of the floor, the attack coming from Schaefer. It's a tip. Sam Hatcher ran it down. Near side, Faith Peterson just missed the back line. An error by the Highlanders. And again, the Huskies are back within 4. 23-19. Valley City with a 4-point lead, leading 2-1 in the matchup. Doctor serving, taken by Thorson, set middle. Peterson got through a block, but it's covered as Schrader got down to get to it. And this will be taken by the Highlanders back on the right side of the floor. Jada Nelson, Sam Hatcher into the net. Another error by the Highlanders, and now it's 23-20, and Valley City will call for timeout. So the Highlanders will take a stoppage, and we'll do the same for Mobility Plus Rehabilitation. 23-20, Valley City's lead is cut to 3 here in the fourth set. Highlanders lead at 2-1 in the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
Why choose professional eye care centers? 3 great reasons are Dr. Frank, Dr. Freilich, and Dr. Jangula. 3 of the most educated professional optometrists you'll ever meet. Next is their great selection. Have they got frames? Over 1,000 pair for you to try. So many on hand you'll want a pair for every outfit. And yes, all of their frames and lenses are backed up by warranty. Visit ProEyeCareCenters.com and make an appointment today in Valley City, Jamestown, or Carrington. Professional eye care centers, clearly the best.
Back quickly onto the timeout. Sam Hatcher attacking. A dive kept the ball alive in the back row by Schroeder for the Huskies. Valley City back on the attack. Right side, Bailey LaRue will come up with a kill. Bailey LaRue just up from the junior varsity with her second kill tonight. It's match point for Valley City at 24-20. Jovi Borg comes into the matchup for Valley City. Sam Hatcher, who's had a great night tonight, back to serve for the Highlanders. Hatcher serving, floats to the back row. Schroeder making the pass on the middle, Bonges, and this will be taken by Hatcher off the near side. Jovi Borg from the outside for the Highlanders. Rollers was able to run that down. Back to the outside for Schaefer for Wahpeton. She'll score. Madison Schaefer tonight has her 6th kill. She's been quiet for a while. Gets back into the act there. 24-21. Still match point for Valley City. Bonges to the back row. She's been a factor tonight. Can the Highlanders run a big play and put an end to this? Bonges serving. Line drive serve. Jada Nelson's pass way beyond the far bench. And the point goes to Wahpeton. Now the lead cut to 2 at 24-22. Beck Erickson, the head coach of the Highlanders, said serve receive. It's been better, maybe not great, but better tonight for Valley City. Another serve on the way once again. This time Nelson, a good receive of this. Set by Suffolk, right side. Peterson is blocked, and the Highlanders cover the block as it was close to the far sideline. Borg will tip it back to the middle. Wohlers comes up to cover. To the outside, Schaefer got around a block. Run down by Jada Nelson, back row for the Highlanders. Borg from the outside attacking. Wohlers trying to make the play. Does. Stays in the back row. Schaefer will send it back over. Nelson the pass. Suffolk setting. Peterson down the middle. That one found the back line, and this one's over. Tight call at the very end of the match, but Faith Peterson paints the back line. She hits the strike for the score, and Valley City will take home the fourth set, 25-22, and win the matchup 3-1. Unbelievable night tonight here in Valley City. 2 teams just trying to gut one out. Valley City does. The Highlanders will get their 3rd point in Eastern Dakota Conference play. For the moment, they're even with the Grand Forks Central Knights. They'll go to 3-13, 6-20 overall. Wahpeton drops to 1-14, 4-22 overall in the matchup. Your final score tonight on the LaRue Lockout Financial scoreboard from the Highlander Activity Center will be the Highlanders 3 and the Huskies 1. 25-23, 24-26, 26-24, 25-22. We're back to wrap this one up in just a couple of moments. This is Highlander Volleyball on the Voice of the Valley, KOVC.
This is Highliner Volleyball on KOVC, the Voice of the Valley.
This is Amy Heim, nurse practitioner with Sanford Health. Well child checks are important visits for children of every age. Yearly well child checks are recommended for children 3 and older and more frequently for those younger than 3. It is at these visits that growth, development, and preventative care are addressed in an effort to keep children as healthy as possible. Recommended immunizations are also discussed and provided at these visits. Call 742-3267 to schedule at your local Sanford Health Clinic in Ellendale, Foreman, Gwinner, Lemoore, Lisbon, or Oaks.
The keys to the game are brought to you by RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown. Just as the keys to today's game offer growth, success, and opportunity for the future, so do the keys to your new property. Whether you're looking for the keys to your starter home, the keys to home where you raise your family, the keys to your business, or the keys to your lake home or retirement property, for every step of the way, RE/MAX Now of Valley City and Jamestown are here for you. Check out our website, findrealtynow.com, for pictures and virtual tours.
Now back to Highliner Volleyball on KOVC.
A tough, gritty performance tonight for the Highlander volleyball team, but Valley City picks up a win in 4 sets tonight as they defeat the Wahpeton Huskies this evening, 3-1, 25-23, 24-26, 26-24, 25-22. Welcome back to Highlander volleyball right here in the Voice of the Valley, KOVC. The Highlanders get their 3rd win in the league tonight. They'll go to 3-13 in the EDC, 6-20 overall. Wahpeton falls to 1-14 in the league and 4-22 overall. And the Highlanders move on to West Fargo coming up later on this week. They did what they needed to. They had to get this one if the Highlanders want to improve and move themselves up to a potential play-in date with Red River, who would be a team that they would be most likely to compete with in that EDC play-in round. And they get that done tonight. They've got to get a little bit of help along the way and still either get a win that perhaps they're not expecting to get, including maybe Red River coming here. That's one that they might be able to get, or they're going to have to get some help. They've got to get Devil's Lake at the end of the year as well, but the first step in trying to move up the ladder was tonight, and they hold on for the win. And this was not easy this evening as we run through our match summary. Highlanders led 12-2 to start the match, and then a theme all night long is nobody's going to run away from the other team. Wahpeton dug themselves back in. They came back to within a point in the opening set, 24-23, but the Highlanders captured it 25-23 to take a 1-0 lead. We go to the second set. Highlanders came roaring back to steal a set point. They had a chance in the second, leading 24-23 after they trailed by a score of 24-21 in that second set. Highlanders got up, or I should say rather 23-20 was the score, and the Highlanders came back to take a 24-23 lead in that matchup. Had a chance at set point, but the Huskies win 3 in a row and take home the second 26-24. We go to the third, and this is where some real craziness came into the matchup. Some crazy that you really don't see very often, if at all. The Huskies led 24-21 in the third set. They were looking at set point to take a 2-1 lead, and they began to substitute, taking their libero and putting her back on the floor as the serve was coming across, or at least approaching the net. The R1 had given the go-ahead to serve. Valley City had served. Ball was in the air, and they were running a libero, I believe, off the floor and running a new player onto the floor. At that time, you never see that happen. It was one of 2 opportunities where Wahpeton was called in an overlap while they were the serving team. You hardly ever see that, and it drained their momentum. They lost the point and went to 24-22, still Wahpeton's lead, but the Highlanders used that to win 5 in a row, won the third set 26-24, and Valley City goes on a run in the fourth to take a 6-point lead. They hold on to win 25-22, and that's your final score tonight. 25-23, 24-26, 26-24, 25-22. Really very difficult to explain what went on with Wahpeton in that situation in the third set. That's a sequence you never, ever see in volleyball. You never see that in volleyball. And for whatever reason, you saw it tonight. No idea why. We're going to come back. We'll take a look at our Ivy Real Estate Group Player of the Game Award and wrap this thing up before we head on to Jamestown tomorrow for college volleyball. Highlanders win it 3-1, and they'll get off the schneid. They had 2 wins this past weekend. They avenge a loss that they had to Wahpeton as well during the Shields tournament this past weekend. Take one more pause and come back with our Player of the Game Award and wrap it up next.
Central Avenue Health Mart Pharmacy, your community Health Mart pharmacy, is a supporter of many Valley City events and organizations. During the month of October, they'll donate $1 for every yard of fabric